Okay, so welcome you in this video. So in this video we'll learn about the GPIO in Atmega 328P based Arduino boards and digital input output. In previous video we have learned about the Arduino programming concept and then the variable functions and conditional statements. So the concept of GPIO. GPIO means the general purpose input output pin. It has two logic levels. The logic level high, that means it will supply 5 volt at that pin, and if the logic level is low, it will supply 0 volt from that. And these are arranged in groups called ports. So these are general purpose input output pins where we can connect the several devices or the interfacing devices. So this can be used as an input or output for interfacing various devices, or we can say sensors we can connect at that pin. And now the Atmega 328P microcontroller supports 3 input output ports, port B, port C and port D. These 3 ports are there. Port B is from PB0 to PB7, which are 8-bit bidirectional ports, means it can be input and as it can be output, so it is bidirectional port. Port C, which is from PC0 to PC6, which is a 7-bit bidirectional, 0 to 6, that means there will be a 7 pins available, so we can say 7-bit. And port D, which is from PD0 to PD7, it is also an 8-bit bidirectional port. So these are all bidirectional ports. If we total number of pins, then Atmega 328P has 8 plus 7 plus 8, that is 23 programmable input output pins are available. So these are called general purpose input output ports or general purpose input output. In previous video I have already explained the Arduino hardware. This is the Arduino board. The various components are mounted on this Arduino board, and the heart of this Arduino board is this microcontroller Atmega 328P 28 pin microcontroller. So if we see the pin diagram, so 28 pins are arranged, one side 14 pins and another side the remaining 14 pins are arranged, and the ports B, port C and port D are arranged not sequentially, but some of the pins are arranged in a different than the sequence. So if you see the port C PC0 to PC5 and the 6 pin is here, port D, which is PD0 to PD7, which are 8-bit, and port B, which is also PB0 to PB7. So these are 23 input output pins are available. Some of these pins have also the multi-functions, like different pins. It may have the different function, like PC6 it is having a reset function, right? So these are some multi-functions also. And if we see in this hardware, the port pins are available. At this side we can see the digital input output pins. The some of these pins, the PWM pins are also there. 6 pins are assigned as a PWM pins. Analog input output pins, which are A0 to A5. So these are the pins available to connect any interfacing device or sensor at the output. So we can see from this hardware of Arduino. At once, a pin can be configured as an input or as an output, but not both. So it can be configured as an input either or as an output. Each port pin has an alternate function also but only one function can be used at a time. So as I said, there are multi-function pins are there. Some pins are assigned as a crystal oscillator, some pins are assigned as a transmitting data, receiving data, that is serial communication. Some pins are reset function. So the multi-functions are also there. The analog digital pins, which are also analog pins, can also be used as a digital pin. So these are multi-function pins. So there are multi-alternate functions also available for these pins. So we have to use at a time only one function. Now each port has 3 registers for its operation. The registers, working registers, are port X, which is used to write output data to the port. When we want to write output data, so we have to use this port X register, where X is the value of the port, that we can use port or port pin. We have to put up there the value of X. Sometimes it is in the format of X and N is also there, where X is a port and N is a port pin. Second is a DDR, data direction register, which is used to set specific port pin to either as an input or as an output. When it is set as output, logic high or 1 will be sent, or if it is as an input, then logic 0 will be sent. And the third register is pin X, which is used to read input data from the port. It will read the input data like it is read the write the output data. So pin X, it is used to read input data from the port. The next part in this GPIO is the important part, the high impedance and pull-up state. Whenever we want to switch from one state to another, or if we want to configure pin as an input pin with nothing connected to them, arise a situation called high impedance state, or it is also called floating state. So this is the diagram here. This state may report a random change in pin state. Look at this figure. So what happened? This is the input from the Arduino pin. There is Arduino, and which is one of the pin of this Arduino, and we have connected a switch and ground. When this pin, Arduino pin, is set as an input, and as it is a digital, so it will read either 0 or high, that is 5 volt. So if you want to input signal from this input pin, you have connected a switch. Whenever the switch is pressed, switch is closed, it will send 0 volt to this pin. As the pin connected to ground, so 0 value will be sent to the input pin. But what happens when we open the switch undefined? So this will be undefined, because whenever switch is open, there will be no connection to this pin, so this will be undefined. There will be not 0 or not 5 volt supply or any other supply, so it will be undefined state. So in this condition, the pin becomes high impedance state, or it is called floating state. So at this condition, what is necessary? There is adding of pull-up register. So this R here, it is connected. This R is called pull-up register, or it is also called pull-down registers. So what happens when we connect this pull-up register? Okay, let's see again. The switch is connected here. If the switch is closed, then obviously this 5 volt supply is connected to ground. This input pin is connected to ground, and the 0 signal will be sent to the input pin. So it will read 0. Now whenever the switch is open, then what happens? It will not connected to ground, but this 5 volt now connected to the input pin with the help of this pull-up register. Now at this condition, this 5 volt will be read by this input pin, and the current will be limited by this pull-up registers. This register will limit the current, and it is called pull-up register. So at that time the switch is closed, it will be pull down, and at that time the switch is open, it will be pull up. So this register is necessary whenever we want to configure any pin from the Arduino as an input pin. So at that time it is necessary, or we want to change the state of the pin, that is one state to another state. Now we don't need to connect this register externally, because this pull up register is inbuilt, it is connected to the Arduino pins. So here it is shown as inbuilt pull up register, and whose value is around 10k register, which is a good value for pull up or pull down register. So around 10k of register it is connected at that input pin, which are connected internally, so we cannot see that externally. So it will be in the microcontroller chip itself. So this is called the high impedance and pull up state. So in general purpose input output, these are the port pins, 23 programmable input output pins, so which are arranged in this pin diagram of Atmega 328P. There are working registers, port X, DDR-X and pin X, and the high impedance and pull up state. So in next video we'll learn about the digital input output, analog input output, and the commands to initialize this input or output. Okay, so thank you for watching.